Hello, and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Friday, April the 22nd. My name's Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal, where I've commented on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these daily market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies that you could implement into your own portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios. Therefore, what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Having that out of the way, let's get this on. Not really any market moving data points today. We did get European flash PMI came in lower than expected, but the real note there is it was below 50, came in at 48.3, showing contraction in the economy there. And the services PMI came in slightly above expectations at 50.8, so showing expansion there. Manufacturing PMI in Germany came in higher than expected, and services in Germany came in above 50 for that PMI data point. The rest of Europe basically in line with expectations. We did get Canadian core CPI, which is consumer price index, a little bit higher than expected, along with core retail sales in Canada higher than expected. And then here in the United States, we had the flash manufacturing PMI come in at just above expansion area of 50.8, 50 being the expansion area. Now, flash PMI here in the United States is not that widely looked at because we have the ISM, and the Institute for Supply Management comes out with their own PMI, and that one is the one that's going to be more widely looked at. On to the markets. As you can see here, crude oil up slightly on the day, up 77 cents. But really struggling to push through that $44 a barrel area. So we'll have to see if it can hold on, staying actually $45 barrel area. And that's going to be pretty big for the bulls to get through. Now that everybody's up and running and we're running at full capacity of putting oil out on the market, I don't see that really sustaining itself. I'm not going to get shorted because I think really the risk is to the upside, and I'm going to look for some kind of pullback there to get long the crude oil. Right now, I have XOP as a strangle, and that one's staying within my strikes there. But I don't know if we get above that 45 area in crude oil, it could get tested relatively soon for that. On to the overall markets. As you can see here, NASDAQ down big again today, down 55 points on the day. As the bulls push through this point of control, you can see they're starting to take control, and the looks like the bulls are losing control to the bears. It looks like they're tiring out, if you will. Same with the E-mini S&Ps down on the day, but NASDAQ is leading the way, obviously. E-mini S&Ps /ES down about 5 points on the day off of the lows. But again, once yesterday they got below this point of control, the bulls started losing their steam to the bears. And as you can see here, we're off the lows, but starting to come back down to retest that as we speak. But for the most part, we have had a little bit of bounce off of those lows in the last hour or so. On to a couple of trades that I've done. I tweeted this out yesterday at Wolfman's blog, and for Google with the L, I put on an earnings trade. Did the April, basically it was a one shot and done because there's no time remaining in that option strike. So I did the April 700 puts, sold them for 95 cents, bought them back this morning for 5 cents. And then in the next trade that I did was in Caterpillar. I also tweeted this out. In Caterpillar, I was bullish both of these two underlyings. Google beat earnings. Caterpillar did not. And Caterpillar still stayed within that market maker move that I talked about yesterday. and I did the April 75.5 puts, sold them for 59 cents, bought them back for 3 cents this morning. So, and I did that right off the open before we really started seeing that sell-off come in there. On to a couple of earnings trades that I did in a webinar. This was like setting up, and we used call and put calendars. And on a couple of them, they worked out nicely. These two I've been letting ride out into the sunset, hoping for a bit of a pullback on both of these two underlyings. So in GE, General Electric, ticker symbol GE, I had on the April 1 weeklies with the April 4 weekly 30 put calendar, and I basically paid 29 cents for that. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be a max loss on that unless I can get at least another 50-cent sell-off in General Electric. So right now, all I have left on are those long puts. I'm long the 30 puts, and if it goes into the money, then I'll be happy. Otherwise, it's going to expire worthless on that one. On to McDonald's, same scenario here with McDonald's. I had on the April with the April 4 put calendar. The strike was the 122 puts in there. Basically let the short put 122 puts expire worthless. Was hoping for a bit of a pullback. I don't think I'm going to get another $4 sell-off in McDonald's. It's up on the day and they beat earnings, so that one is going to go off as loser. Also originally paid 70-cent debit for that one. Friday, which is today we're doing a webinar on the straddle. So go to protraderstrategies.com, sign up for that one. That's going to be a real good one. I'm going to talk about all the rules of implementing that trade, which there's not a whole lot around implementing that strategy on the rule front other than high probability of success being with the implied volatility and the time and stuff like that. But the real thing is, how do you take off this trade? When to exit? So we're going to be going into all the details of that. I've got a lot of rules surrounding the straddle as to when to exit that strategy and how to determine when that is the right time. So check out protraderstrategies.com and sign up for that one. Also, I've been doing a lot of work with Steve Primo right now. He's got this strategy number 4, which I'm really starting to get a good grip on, and I've been building strategies around that and trying to come up with some rules as to how we can trade options on that, because he's used a lot of futures and equities for these different underlyings where you got to go out and buy the equity or short the equity. I've been building strategies that you can use the options around this, and they've been working out really good. So I'm really excited to share some of my results. That's coming out next Saturday, a week and a day from today. So it's going to be an early morning Saturday kind of session. So check that out at protraderstrategies.com. So any of you guys like the quick hits, kind of like what these earnings trades are like. I love them because you're in and out in a day. So that's going to be kind of like what this is setting up for. So go to protraderstrategies.com, sign up for that. That's all I got for you guys today. If you can't take that, take it easy.